Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports back with your 16 games at MLB. Yeah, 16 games for Sunday, the 5th of April. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. I have had an amazing weekend. I believe it's 7-1 the last 2 days, but definitely 4-0 day yesterday. Hit our 8-unit game of the month or game of the year in the college basketball. Had Michigan also hit a 7-unit play with soccer. So top play today going to be back in the NBA. So make sure you get on my 2-week all sports pass. You'll get all 3 plays for today. So you don't have to worry which one to buy, which one to play. 2 weeks, just $99, $600 value. Text your name, 574-333-8717. Been an amazing run here. And you make sure you get in on all the winners. Okay, let's go. MLB starting us off, 1 o'clock. Cubs at Cleveland here. This game scares me. I think you play a total here. I would play very small on this one. I'd be thinking under here. I think this is going to be a very good pitching staff for Cleveland. You know, so far they've allowed 3.75. They're only scoring 3.25. I think this game at 7.5 screams under. Let's take the under in this first game. Second game, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's favorite, minus 128, total 8.5 with Ashcraft on the mound against Bassett. Bassett wasn't good last time out, but I just can't see Baltimore getting swept by this Pittsburgh team. They lost 3-2 yesterday. They lost 5-4 the day before that against Bradish and Baz. Very close games. They just couldn't find a way. I like Pittsburgh here to save off elimination, as far as they say, is getting swept here. Give me Baltimore plus the 116. Padres at the Red Sox. Red Sox minus 146, total 9. You know, the sky was falling, you know, and then they win a game, and then they lose again. They lost 3-2 yesterday, won 5-2 in the first game in this series. This is kind of a must-win. If you look, they're 2-6 on the year, and Boston has Milwaukee on deck, which Milwaukee is loaded. I think Boston wins this game. I just think they're putting a lot of emphasis because they're probably going to only win one of those 3 games to Milwaukee. So give me Boston minus 146. Buehler is not a guy I would want to. I mean, his 6.7 ERA, I think, will probably be in that 6s this year. Dodgers at the Nationals. Dodgers 6-2 on the year. They're minus 204 here, total 9. And when you see this big an underdog, you kind of try to want to play it, but not when you're facing the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just loaded. I mean, they won 10-5 yesterday, 13-6 the day before. You know, like, what do you have to say about the Dodgers? They just do everything well. They did lose the game before that against Cleveland 4-1, but this is an offense that can put up a crooked number on any occasion. You just have to lay the minus 1.5. You're going to have to play a lot of minus 1.5, minus 2.5 this year. I like Sasaki on the mound. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 in this one. Marlins and the Yankees. Yankees minus 259 total of, let me get the total here. Total of 8. And Yankees did lose 1 game so far. That was back, 5 games back against Seattle. But nice come yesterday, won 9-7, won 8-2 the day before that. This is a Miami team that, you know, I think is going to be feisty this year. They just don't have the talent to stick with the Yankees. I love Max Fried, their ace here on the mound. Lay the minus 1.5 in this one. Toronto at the White Sox. Toronto lost yesterday. They're minus 146 here, total 8. And they got Lauer on the mound. It's not a guy that I want to lay big numbers on the road this year. Toronto has lost the first 2 games of this series, and they lost the last – I mean, they've lost 4 of the last 5 games. They played Colorado and the White Sox. These are probably the worst teams in the league. I think White Sox, people are like, oh, well, that means the Blue Jays are going to come back. I don't think so. Give me the White Sox here, plus 132. Brewers at the Royals. Royals minus 116, total 7.5. And Brewers are 6-2 on the year. The Brewers team is for real. I think outside, if you draw a line through, just say the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. Okay, what's the next best team in the National League? I think the Brewers are the next best team. They really do everything well. They played a doubleheader yesterday. They did lose the second of the doubleheader, just like we predicted with Lugo on the mound. But I like they did win the first game 5-2, though. I like the Brewers here. I think there's value here at that even money odds. Do they have a starting pitching edge? No. But I just like this offense. I think they find a way in this one. Harrison will at least keep them in the game. Give me the Brewers plus the 105. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the great content we have here at Doc Sports. Rays at the Twins. I didn't think the Rays would be 3-5 at this point, but Minnesota's just 3-5 as well. Minnesota's minus 107 here, total 8. And the Rays are the better team. They have not played like it. They've just won. They didn't win yesterday. They're just 1-3 in the last 4 games. But I do think yesterday's win, it was 7-1. I think that got them a little confidence here. I think they win this series after losing the first game. I think they come back, win this last 2. Give me the Rays minus 103. Reds at the Rangers. Rangers minus 119, total 8. I don't know if people didn't watch Burns' first start. He got his first win. He pitched about half the season last year. The young rookie was great last year. He just had some hiccups where he just he had some bad, 3 or 4 bad pitches in a row. All of a sudden, he walks, home run, and all of a sudden he loses. Got his first win yesterday. I think gives him a little confidence. He has elite stuff. You don't get to be a first couple of rounds draft pick without having elite stuff. I like Burns and my Reds to win here at plus 105. Phillies at the Rockies. Phillies minus 173, total 11. And, did you see that the Phillies would be 5-3 at this point? I don't think so. And they've won 4 in a row to get to 5-3, to be honest. So they did not have a good start to the year, but they have been hot lately. The Rockies here, I think you take the under in this game. I know 11 is the total here. And people think Colorado, you think the automatic over. I think these pitchers are both pretty good. Walker wasn't great last time out. I think he'll be better here. Sagano was good last time out. Give me the under 11 runs in this one. Mets and the Giants, the next game we're looking at here, pick'em game. Giants minus 110, total 7.5. And the Giants are just 1-5 on the year. I didn't see this. Webb's on the mound. He wasn't great in his first step, but he has really good stuff. I think he'll be better in this one. They've lost they won the first game of the series, lost the last 2, 9-0 and 10-3. I think it's a check your manhood type of game. I think you take the home small favorite minus 115. I think Webb will be better in this one. Let's take San Francisco. Now we got 5 games left. Houston at the A's. Houston minus 122 total against McCullers versus Lopez. We got a total of 10 in this one. The first 2 games were 10. We've seen 11-0 yesterday, 11-4 the day before. What we've seen in Sacramento since the A's have moved there start of last year, lots of runs. I think it's another game with lots of runs. I think you take the over 10 in this one. Seattle at the Angels. Seattle minus 170, total 9. Castillo is great in his opener. Facing Johnson here, but Seattle just 4-5 so far. I worried about this offense a little bit. They split the first of the series. They didn't score any runs yesterday. They only scored 3 the day before that. Seattle's one of those feast or famine offenses. They're going to have really big outings. They're going to have a lot of outings where they strike out a lot and kind of waiting around for the long ball. Give me the Angels. I think the Angels are live underdog here at plus 145. I know Castillo was good, and Johnson was. You saw a line to that last start with Johnson. He was terrible. I think he'll be better in this one. Braves at the D-backs. D-backs minus 115, total 9. Fat on the mound for Arizona. It's an Atlanta team that, they needed to get out to a better start than they did last year. They've done so. They've won 2 of 3 in this series. They did lose 2-1 yesterday as the bats went quiet. I think this is a day where Arizona bounces back. I know Fat was pretty good in his first start, but I don't like Fat here today. I like Arizona to lose this game. Give me Atlanta at the minus 105 price. Now we have 2 games left. Cubs and Cleveland. Cubs minus 129, total 8 here. And this is the second game of the doubleheader, obviously. And Imanga on the mound against Messick. I like the Cubs here. I know they're just 3-4 so far. I think this is a good Cubs team. They're better than what they've played so far. I think they show it today in the second game. Last game, Cards at Detroit. Detroit's 4-4. Cardinals are 4-4. Detroit's favorite minus 140, total 8. And Detroit has won the first 2 games of the series, and it hasn't been close, 11-6 and 4-0. I thought this Cardinals team was going to be bad this year. I still think they're going to be bad. I think it's a pretty good value here taking Detroit minus 135 with Montero on the mat. All right, so that's what we like for MLB today. Don't forget, if you want to get on my top play, get on the 2-week All Sports Pass. Text your name, 574-333-8717 to get on my 2-week pass. You'll get all 3 plays for today, plus 13 more days of winners. We've been absolutely tearing it up, so make sure you get in on it.